Welcome to NRL 360 Rugby League from every angle. New South Wales headed to Melbourne with a chance to seal the series, but in one of the most dominant halves in Origin history, Billy Slater's Maroons have forced a decider.
Here we go, State of Origin number 2 from the iconic MCG. Game 2 underway. Now Grant from dummy half, he's lost the ball or kicked. It was knocked out of the hands. Yes, some form for the Dolphins has been very good as well. So, 2-0 start. Oh no! From the kickoff, the Whanganui-Duarte comes up with the ball. New South Wales will score. And the Blues are gifted a 4-pointer. Blues for Keary, a kick, a ricochet. The Whanganui-Duarte. Walker Munster, nice movement. Tabuai Fido. That was sloppy from the Blues. From dummy half on the last, Grant back inside, Munster one-hander, there is Walker, on the flat, onto the arrow, it's a brilliant Origin try from Queensland. Hold on. Cameron Munster is off for an HIA.
I spent a fair bit of time on contingencies, and that was a soft one, rather than making a change with our fourth interchange player, and the guys did a really good job around that. Walker's ball, 35 metres out. Tedesco is the man waiting. Munster can see the space. The try is there. It's Selwyn Cobo.
Caleb Ponga's feet in the scrum here. He's going to zing around the left-hand side and try and keep an overlap on the far side.
Cooper Redden. Here it is. Ponga and away again. Selwyn Cobo. Walker. The Blues are on the ropes. The Blues are on the ropes. Munster kicks to the corner. And Fafita. It's a knockout punch. Keary, is this the moment? Tedesco over the top, out for the Whanganui-Duarte. He'll back himself and get there.
That man there, Coruscant, he might turn the game on its head here for New South Wales, although going to sit back down.
With the way that the bench and the momentum happens and what you need at certain stages, it's quite difficult when you've got certain players, but two's always going to miss out.
Grant. Walker, Ponga, flicked on, Tabuai Fido, Cobo, looking for 3, finds the hammer!
Tony Staggs has ironed out Caleb Ponga in back play.
Staggs, Flagler, Collins, bit of archie-barchie.
He's crossed up out of the line, there's an elevated risk of injury, high contact, he's on report and you're in the bin for 10 minutes.
I know this Blues cannot concede any more points. And Grant's away. They are going to get more. Lindsay Collins maybe charging us towards a decider. This is a night for all of the state of Queensland to savour. It's Queensland 44, New South Wales 24.
We'll see you at Suncorp. What a win by the Maroons. Joining me on debut, Luke Keary. Let's bring the journos in, Brent Reid and Dave Riccio. And what a performance it was by Queensland last night. Backs against the wall, needed to win, and they did it in style.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Honestly, like that first half was quality footy. Numerous times it looked like Queensland were just about to break. Yeah. There was that set just before, 2 sets before half-time. Jojo Fafita tackles Hudson Young over, and then unbelievable second half. Like, I don't think anyone predicted that scoreline at half-time.
Couldn't have.
No.
Yeah. What about you?
It's very enjoyable, mate.
You would have loved
Funnily enough, I tipped Queensland by 20. I wasn't going to mention that, but anyway. It was a fantastic...
You tip them by 20 every week.
Thank you, Braith. Well done.
It was an amazing performance. The second half was ridiculous. Obviously, we all talked about New South Wales' first half and the lead up to this game. They fixed that up, but the second half was, again... Just they capitulated, right? But Queensland were outstanding, take nothing away.
What's probably forgotten in all the aftermath is that Queensland went and did this without 2 of their biggest leaders, most influential leaders, off the field for periods. Cameron Munster and Tino Fasuamala-Awi going off for HIAs, and still they were just so dominant in the end.
What about their coach, Billy Slater? Made some big calls heading into this game and the series. Just seems to get it right, doesn't he, Bill? He's an impressive human being, and he's doing a great job as coach, isn't he?
You've got to tip your hat to him. Like last night when Cam went off, I think everyone in the stadium thought Reece was coming on the field. Like I thought there's just no other answer, really. Max Plath goes to... Like, it's unbelievable. Like, I think if they lost, it's a massive talking point. It's a huge risk that Billy took, but he'd obviously planned that, and everyone's spoken about how meticulous he is in his preparation and things like that. He's ticked every single box so far this series.
He's lived a bit of a charmed life, hasn't he, Billy? Everything he seems to touch turns to gold. I'd like to get some share tips off him, I'll tell you what, because he doesn't get too many.
You make your own luck. Make your own luck.
I mean,
you know, you say that, Reedy, but you do mention meticulous, and we know how meticulous he is. We know that every decision he makes, there's a reason for it. There's purpose behind it. There's intent behind it. He studies the opposition at nauseam. He studies his own team the same, and he makes every decision with a purpose behind it.
Well, I suppose if you leave no stone unturned, the old saying is right. Most times you get the decisions right, right? And Billy's done that, and you said it, Braith. I mean, talking to people at Channel 9 about him, they say he's like that at Channel 9. I mean, his work ethic is ridiculous. He comes prepared. That's what he's like in the coach's box, right? So when you do that, generally you make the right decisions, particularly when you're under pressure. And there's no bigger pressure than State of Origin.
There isn't, but he's made for it. Selwyn Cobbo, Dave, what a performance by him. You look at Selwyn, right, and he looks very happy, right? He looks a lot fitter. He's got a big smile on his face. He's playing great for the Dolphins. And again, I think Billy brings the best out of these players. And Selwyn was incredible last night.
Sensational, Braith. And full credit to Selwyn in turning his life around. Last 18 months has been a really difficult period for Selwyn Cobbo's growth and maturation and development, both as a footballer but as a man off the field. Had to make that decision to leave the Broncos. Took the deal at the Dolphins, and he's gone from strength to strength there at the Dolphins. But then on the big stage last night, just made New South Wales pay every time he touched the footy. Fantastic.
He's one of the great examples of Billy's man management, right? Because he's had to have some tough love with Selwyn Cobbo, but he never lost him, right? He could have lost Selwyn Cobbo during that period, but he's brought him back now, and Selwyn's rewarded him.
All right, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get to the Blues. What happened? Where did they go wrong? What the hell is happening?
The show's only an hour break.
Yeah, well, we've got plenty of time here, all right? We've got plenty of time here to deep dive into the Blues' performance, selections, coaching, interchange, you name it, we're going there.
There's a million things to touch on. Like, let's start with the game. Like, I thought they started well, which has been the huge talking point over the last few weeks. Haven't been able to do it in the last 3 games. I thought their first half, they were on. Isaiah Yeo, Laurie mentioned it in the presser, they missed the mark. And they didn't just miss the mark in that second half. They missed it by a long, long way. Like 36 points in a half of football when the series is on the line. You can put them to bed.
Yeah.
A 4-point lead at half time. Like, it doesn't get much worse than that. Like, it was a capitulation.
I think it was more than straight after the break, fellas. I think they didn't do enough in the first half. The possession they had and the opportunity they had, and I touched on it earlier, when Queensland's most 2 influential leaders are off the field, the Blues failed to make Queenslanders pay. Without Cameron Munster on the park, Max Plath had to go into the halves. And at that time, Sam Walker actually rolled one dead, 7 tackles set, and on another occasion he just dropped a couple on 4th tackle straight down Nwanganitawazi's throat. And the Blues had an opportunity to really put the foot on the throat, and they failed to do so. They should have gone to half-time in it with
Their
a bigger lead.
defence was enormous in that first 30 minutes. And their speed of the line, their contact, they were dominating the ruck. Queensland were only getting 20, 30 metres off their line. Sam Walker was struggling with his kicking game because he couldn't find the grass because they had too much pressure on them. But with the ball in hand, like you said, they should have done more with it. I look at the Blues and the way they're playing. They're definitely too structured. They're running one out. That's why their forwards aren't making many metres. There's no offloads. There's no second phase. And then you can't play off a quick play the ball. You're not winning the ruck because you're running one out. Then you're playing block plays on edges and you're not isolating their halves with their back rows. I can't remember their back rowers hitting a half one-on-one or, there was just, there's a lot to dissect here. But to me, their attack it was nowhere near where it needed to be.
Well, you even look at that first half lead, Braith. That was an illusion, right? Because the 2 tries they scored, one was off a fluky kick that Cam Munster could have cleaned up. The other one was off a Tommy Flegler error, right? So they didn't really create a lot in attack. Yes, they led, but they were lucky to lead at half time. I know they were better in the first half, but I'd argue they weren't actually that much better.
Yeah, it was a similar story in game 1 too. Like, didn't score a point until Kalen left the field. I'm with you, Braith. Like, you want to talk about weak points in the Queensland side or areas where they could have kind of got an advantage. Cam Munster's defence this year has been questionable at times for Melbourne. Sam Walker, the big question mark around Sam. Cooper mentioned it before the series. There was a defensive question mark over it. I think they'll put one on. Hudson Young was hit short once. Dylan Lucas was hit short once the whole entire night. Like that right edge for New South Wales just got... Nathan's the best defensive. Got peppered the whole night.
And the problem with that, Luke, is that was always going to happen because they did it in game one. You know, before Ponga went off, he was going at stacks. You know, they obviously saw a deficiency there, which is maybe why Loz made the call to put Lucas there instead of Olakuatu.
If you're going to make that call, though, a young kid making a debut on the opposite side of the field.
He's a left-side player.
A lot of older players will say it doesn't matter what's... I can promise you it does. I can promise you, as a back rower, it matters with the ball and without it.
Laurie Daley addressed the Blues' disappointing loss today. Take a look.
Yeah, very much so. Always disappointing to lose. Some good parts of the game, but obviously the second half we weren't up to where we needed to be. So we move on pretty quickly. You got to cop what's coming, and just get ready to go again. Our start was better going into half time. Probably left a few points out there in the first half. I think you just got to look at everything. You know, they're a good bunch of lads. They work hard. They're as disappointed as anyone. We're going to be better. We will be better.
I think it's pretty obvious Laurie Daley's under the pump after last night's performance and probably game one as well and his record in Origin and last year. It all culminates into a pretty damning statistics and also viewing, especially watching last night. We're going to get to each position and players that are under pressure and the players that might come in. But one thing that I think needs to be addressed is, should the New South Wales Rugby League be under a bit of pressure too?
Of course they should. Of course, they made this decision, right? And Laurie's record wasn't great. Now, everyone says, yes, he was up against the greatest Queensland team of all time, right? And, yeah, you can take that into account. But they had a decision to make a couple of years ago. They went down this path, and, of course, they've got to bear some responsibility for it because at the moment you would say it's been a really poor decision. And, look, I mean...
But, Reddy, I'll sort of cut you off. So 8 years out of the game. So 8 years he hadn't coached. He's not an NRL coach either, right? So a lot changes in our game in terms of structures, rules, everything. It's a totally different sport almost than 8 years ago. He comes into Dave Trodden and he's won 1 from 5 series and he hasn't coached for 8 years and he puts the application in and Dave Trodden says, you're the coach. Yeah. Can you explain that?
No, I can't explain
I know it's a bit harsh.
I can't explain
but
that.
I'm perplexed by it.
And that's why I'm saying if this goes the way we expect it to go at Suncorp Stadium, it shouldn't just be Laurie under the microscope. It should be the people who made this decision. You mentioned Dave Trodden. Dave Trodden should be under the microscope over this decision because it's been... And again...
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Dave Trodden and Loz are good mates.
They're very good mates, yeah.
Very good mates.
Yeah.
Do you think if they're not mates, Loz gets the job?
Well, I'm not going to go... I don't think we should go down that path, Braith. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. Well...
But is it a fair question or not?
Well, people are going to ask that question, yeah. But... Look, I remember at the time, I can't remember who else was in the mix.
King.
Ricky...
The candidates...
Was Ricky in the mix, wasn't he?
And
they decided
that was prior to Michael Maguire's appointment.
Michael Maguire's appointment.
And Ricky Stewart, I'm sure, if you went knocking on Ricky Stewart's door about coaching the Blues, I'm sure he's going to give it serious thought. The only alternative to there is whether the Raiders would let him do it and still do 2 jobs. Matt King was the firm second favourite behind Laurie Daley. Yeah. Outside of that, there wasn't a long list. Michael Lennis was certainly interested, but there wasn't a long list.
It sounds a bit harsh what I'm saying, right? But if you look at games 1 and 2 and you look at last year and you look at press conferences before, after matches, decisions being made, and a lack of real clarity around decisions, and you look at the way they play and they play without clarity. And to me, it's just an eye-opener because I think from the second that he was selected as coach, eyebrows were raised by a lot of people as to why he was picked and if it was the right decision. And I think a lot of people would have had doubt, and now we're seeing why.
Braith, I remember when he got picked and they gave him the job, and it was a bit cruel, but I think I tweeted, Queensland Rugby League fans are doing cartwheels today. Because that was the reaction north of the border. It was like, seriously? You're going to go down this path? Particularly when you consider, as Dave said, guys like Matt King were in the system and were there ready to go, and they went to a guy who didn't have a great record. And look, we all hate picking on Laurie and have a go at Laurie.
It's not about personality.
I know, because and he's a champion guy and he's a New South Wales legend. but his coaching record gave you no confidence. Right, I tell you, it gave confidence to everyone in Queensland. That's who it gave confidence.
For me, you go off what's happening on the field, bro. Right? Last year was bad. This year is not good. I feel like you need to wait now. Like those questions need to be answered at the end of this year. Why was he there? Who else could have been in the role? Like I go back to my time in New South Wales camp. I'll go back to 2024. Michael Maguire was there. Has never played Origin. Never played Origin before. Not been part of that arena. Doesn't understand Origin, some people said. He met with every single player in and around that squad, players that didn't play, met with them, took a Blues jersey with them. He met with all the older players.
I did the same.
All the ex-players, took a Blues jersey with them, asked them what it meant, presented it back to the players. He was meticulous, mate. He had people in tears during that camp. Like, it was the most important thing in the world, mate. It was the most important thing.
And you're a Queenslander.
I walked out of the MCG and went, these boys are winning this series. It was just, he brought that much belief. And Matty John said it last night. He said there's a belief problem in this team. And you can see it. The punters can see it in the crowd.
That's right. And you talk about the punters and the fans who are very important. When Madge was coach, they believed. Not only did he, the players believed and the ex-players who he brought in and threw the jersey, we believed, but the actual fans believed because they could see the passion in Madge. They could see he took Billy on. He took Billy head on. He put pressure on Billy.
Yep.
And he got a result. It's it's chalk and cheese, the difference. If you look at, you can't compare.
It's probably one of the reasons why, and this story emerged prior to the Origin series in relation to whether Laurie's going that Laurie is going to walk away, whether they win the series or not. And I think there should have been some type of confirmation there, or at least declaration from New South Wales Rugby League on where they stand on that. That's we're journos. We know what's going on, and they've just been really hesitant and reticent to declare that. Now, I just think that's something they could have latched onto. And if you want to talk about passion, there's no denying Laurie Daley has a huge amount of passion for the New South Wales jersey, and it's something the players, and potentially while saying, hey, we're not going to move him on this series, this is his last crack, maybe let's do it for Laurie.
There's a big difference, like Braith, you'd know that. There's a big difference between having passion, and Laurie said it before, and he says, I want to win really badly. I want it for the players, I want it for the state. And then there's what I experienced with Madge and Freddie at the start in 2000. A way about going to do it and going above and beyond. Like there is ways to, and we've seen Billy do it with Queensland. Go above and beyond. And
now, really, New South Wales are back to square one. Like we'll talk more to it, but they are back to square one, heading to Suncorp in a decider, and they're going to have to make change. Well, who knows if Laurie will? But
he has to.
Well, they have to.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get to Mitchell Moses. Was picked under an injury cloud, racing the clock to get back. We know Strange, how good he was in game one. Laurie went with Moses. How did we see his performance?
Yeah, mate, honestly, I thought they started the game well. I thought him and Nathan were bouncing off each other. They had a lot of possession. Everything was in their way, but you could see he probably wasn't at his fittest. Even to come off at the end of the game, I know it's out of reach, but state of origin, Laurie might have protected him. Mitch, I thought he kicked the ball really well, but I reckon by his own admission, he was underdone.
Yeah, I think he looked underdone. And in the defensively, he got caught out a fair bit. Both the halves did. So in hindsight, probably... Look, I believed he should have been there. You can look at it... It's easy to look at it in hindsight now and go, well, maybe he shouldn't have been. Maybe he should have played a bit more football before he was brought back. But in saying that, I would stick with him for Game 3, Braith.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Why are you saying of course I would?
Because you're a Queenslander.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Why?
Well,
if he goes back to club football, plays for Para, plays really well.
You base it on the Origin 1 performance of Ethan Strange and the Origin 2 performance of Mitchell Moses.
I would argue that...
And unfortunately for Mitch, Ethan Strange was a better combination and a better fix for the Blues in Origin 1 than what it was last night.
So 2024, Mitch went to Suncorp and didn't single-hand do it, but he won that desire. He scored that try.
But Luke, that's what we've all been latching onto. That's why he was there last night, because we all know what he can do on the big stage, because he's done it in the past.
But that was his team too, though.
But you're going to say to Ethan Strange, Ethan, your second Origin game, or third game, go to Suncorp Stadium in front of 50,000 Queenslanders who are going to be baying for blood and win us the series.
Have you ever
Mitchell Moses.
ever spoken to Ethan Strange? The guy would be completely
unfluffed. You can say that, but we saw our Origin 8 up Dylan Lucas this week, right?
Yeah.
And Suncorp's...
Chalk and cheese.
Suncorp's chalk and cheese? Yes, it is.
Ethan Strange and Dylan Lucas.
Suncorp compared to...
Did you see game one? How are you comparing Dylan Lucas to Ethan Strange?
I'm just saying.
But he got better than
I'm
match.
saying
You
just
Origin
compared-
ate him up.
You compared it to that.
Yeah, because I'm saying Origin can
It's
eat
not
blokes
comparable.
up. And I'm saying going to Suncorp can swallow a guy.
But he should.
Can
Okay,
kill you,
I'll tell you
right?
my opinion. I think you've got to pick 1-7 and he's got to own the team. You said Moses. Moses did that. You could go with Moses if you want. There's an argument going with Moses.
Well, no, there's no.
No, there's no.
Yeah, no. I'm saying people. I'm not picking
Yeah.
Moses. I'm going with Cleary. But there are people saying that about Cleary after
Which
last
is
night.
astonishing.
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying there is an argument there, and people are entitled to their opinion. Read. But I look at New South Wales when they've been most successful. They've had a 7 that dominates, and they've had a running 5-8. You look over the years, they've had Freddie. Laurie was one of them. They've had Freddie, they've had Barrett, they even had Sean Timmins. That's how they played. Joey at 7, controlling the game. Then they've had a 9 like a Badiris. You can still use Robson, who just plays his 9 role, but take him off after 25, 30 minutes and bring Coruscant or Brayley on, right? But they've got to play to their strengths, New South Wales, and that's what their strengths are. They've got to give the team to a 7. Strange is a tough mother, you know what? And he'll get the job done. And he's not scared of you or Queensland. He showed that in game 1, and he's not going to be intimidated by Suncorp Stadium. This guy's a tough nut. Have a look at his dad. He's playing in Canberra.
Let's see.
Ricky Stewart's endorsed him.
I've seen plenty of tough blokes go to Suncorp.
What was the score last night? What was the score last night?
44. What was it? 44-24.
Yeah, you want to keep that for Suncorp?
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Well,
That's
I would.
why I'm
I'd
not
love
listening
that.
to anything you're saying. But no, honestly,
I'm not saying there shouldn't be mass changes,
listen.
Braith. I just think if Mitchell Moses goes back to club football, plays well for Parramatta, he's a better player than
tell you what,
You can only take what we're seeing in front of us right now, Reedy. And with about 7 to 8 minutes to go, Mitchell Moses is taken from the field in state of origin.
He has to play. I know that
Right?
he's
He
got to
then
play.
finishes in the dressing room post-match with an ice pack pressed to his hemi.
It's got 3
Right?
weeks.
And I
Plus
get it, I
didn't
get
train.
it. All right?
Barely,
I know it's a recovery process, but they're not good signs. And the proof is...
There's time. There's time, Dave. Origin's not tomorrow.
I don't think it's the most important decision, and I think that Mitch Moses deserves his opportunity. He did win, as you said, he's won up there, he's done it before, he's won deciders up there. So if they went that way, I'd be okay with it. I'm just leaning more towards myself to Strange. And the reason I'm doing that too is because I think it therefore solves the problem of this bench and this rotation. So if Strange is starting at 6, you have to start Murray. Ladies and Laurie, please. And then you've got Yo go to the front row, or Yo on the bench. Last time they won the decider, Murray was locked, Yo was on the bench. Okay, I've been saying that for 5-6 weeks. But it solves the problem on the bench. You don't need to figure out where you're going to play Strange, how you're going to play him. You've got Coruscant or Brayley on the bench.
Why does he have to play?
Hey?
Why can't he be on the bench, break glass in case of emergency? Why does he have to play?
Why
did they feel the need to bring him on last night?
Well, no, that's different. That's different.
Why does he have to?
Because he told people during the week that he was going to bring him on.
This is all part of the
I think I'm
problem.
with you, Reedy, but the issue I've got, Braith, and this is going to be discussed for the next 3 weeks, right? Everyone thinks this is about the team. It's not about the team at all. You know better than anyone. It is about the environment that coach creates. Like, it's not about, do we have him? Look at the Queensland side. There's guys in there who wouldn't be in that New South Wales side. The New South Wales team on paper is a better team. I think everyone can agree with that.
Fafita would not be playing for Queensland if it wasn't for Billy. And watching him for the Titans this year, individually, taking the team's form away and realising, working out, studying how he's going to make Queensland better.
And it plays in the fact that Billy's created an environment where he gets the absolute best out of every single player. And at the moment, the New South Wales environment is it's inconsistent. There's players playing well, some not so well. Like Nathan Cleary, he'll go down as one of the best halfbacks that's ever played our game, right? The best. He, in my opinion, the best defensive half that's ever played our game. There was 4 defensive decisions last night you would never, ever see from him, ever, in this game, like ever. He jams out of the line on the first one for the first try. Nathan just doesn't do that. Off the scrum, comes up at Sam Walker. Nathan never does that. Missed 11 tackles on the night. Like, it's bizarre that our best players, we're not getting the best out of them. So I don't care who's in the team. It's about creating an environment to get the best out of them.
All right, let's talk about the Murray situation, because a lot of people are saying that he needs to start and Yo either plays front row or bench. What do you think, Kez?
I agree with you, bro. I think Murray has to start. I think he's the best lock in the game. Yes, Isaiah at Penrith, unbelievable player. I think you just move Isaiah up front. Like, I don't think it's that complicated. Like, I know yourself said it, Matthew Johns has said it, I think Joey said it. Like, a lot of people have said Cam Murray has to start there. He started in that 2024 decider too.
Something that Andrew Johns is very, very passionate about is the way that the Blues are playing to a club-style structure compared to a, what's the word, not a freelance style of footy, but certainly the ability that Queensland have to use the footy. By moving Isaiah Yeo into the front row and simplifying, it does take him out of that lock ball playing role where Cam Murray just trucks it forward and gets quick play the balls and quick meters.
It gets out of the Penrith structure too.
Yeah.
That when you play with someone for so long like Keary and Yeo, they're just so used to each other's games. And that game and their combination, the way they play, works for Penrith. That's what Joey was talking about.
Sure.
Doesn't work in Origin. The structured play doesn't work. That's what New South Wales are doing. They're waiting for the next play. They're setting up for the next one. If you got Murray with quick feet, look how that Barnett try at the end was just him, bit of footwork, isolates defenders, and Barnett scores. That's what Murray's got in him. It's just playing what he sees in front of him. He thinks run first. Then, whatever happens off the back of that is a positive.
I think after the game, Phil Gould said Laurie shouldn't listen to the experts. You know what? He should listen to the experts. Every expert has told him Cameron Murray should be in the starting side, and he hasn't listened. And this is what you get, right?
Gus said he shouldn't listen to the experts as he's one of the experts who's giving Laurie advice.
It's ridiculous, right? But honestly, every expert, everyone worth a grain of salt, has said Cameron Murray should start, right? These are people, you, Andrew Johns, these aren't idiots, right? These are guys who played the game, played Origin. Well, questionable in some areas. but seriously, and he hasn't listened.
Yeah.
And you reap what you sow in life, right?
Yeah, that was strange. I don't think
43
I don't
minutes.
think Laurie has
43 minutes.
Cam Murray got 43
I'm going to argue
minutes.
he's the best. He's the best New South Wales forward.
He averages around 68, 69 minutes for South Sydney. Wayne Bennett will tell you, you leave Cam Murray on, he's finishing faster than the rest of the opposition.
He's a gun and he's reliable, mate. And he's passionate and he plays for the jersey.
Well, mate, I don't want to go back, but Madge had to make the decision with Jake Trbojevic.
Yeah.
He was the captain that side. Isaiah's the captain. And Madge played Jake for 15 minutes. Yeah. And it was all about the team. It was all about winning.
What about Coruscant? Didn't get a start last night. Thoughts on that?
Again, stunning, right? I mean, when they needed points early in the second, or midway through the second half, why wouldn't you go to a creative player on the bench? You don't use him. His use of the bench was bemusing. It was like they had no plan. It was completely clueless.
I think he should have come earlier, but I think Reece Robson actually did a really good job for the first 30 minutes of the game. It was all set up, like you said. He led the line speed. He led that defence. Yeah. I think he should have just been injected
after 30 minutes.
Like a normal hooker in the 30th minute and play till the 60th or 70th, and then
what was so stunning was that it was in complete contrast to the way they used Brayley in Origin 1. The Blues were chasing the scoreboard when Brayley entered the occasion in Origin 1 like they would have been at the same time to bring Coruscant on, to speed up the ruck, get a little bit of a different play out of dummy half.
Robson's not that player. Robson's the player we saw the first 30 minutes, right? He's not a creative player. Yeah, I think he's actually evolved in that position and become more creative at the Roosters issue, his combination with Teddy, but, typically not renowned for it. And, he did his job last night, then bring some creativity, create some second phase, some offload, some, eyes up from Coruscant at a dummy half and add another dimension to your game. That's...
We saw what Harry did, right? I mean, Harry picked New South Wales apart. I mean, he just toyed with them, really.
Well, Harry's got the luxury there of having Sam Walker and Munster, who are instinctive off-the-cuff players, and then Kalen at the back. So he can pick and choose, Harry. He can just give...
New South Wales spine isn't full of slouches.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But we don't have the luxury of having Harry. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So...
Reece is he's a toiling 80-minute player. He'll get through it with a high work rate, but... You want creativity, like we've seen with Blake Brayley. He changed the dynamic.
I think Brayley's a certainty to come into this team.
Is he fit? Is he playing this week?
Yeah, so he needs to pass a fitness test tomorrow, fellas, on this broken arm that he only suffered 3 weeks ago. So it's a quick turnaround, but I understand he's firing tracer bullets at training. So fitness test tomorrow. He plays Sunday. I think he goes straight back in.
What about Dylan Lucas? Let's be obvious. It wasn't ideal.
Well, he's been dudded, Braith. He got absolutely dudded by Laurie and the selectors, or whoever the coach. Putting him on the right, putting out of position on the opposite side of the field where he plays in his State of Origin debut.
Do we know why he did that?
I got no
why didn't? Because we spoke about on here. You put the more experienced one out of his position, who's played right at Hudson. He's played right before
for Australia.
For a guy making his debut.
I feel sorry for Dylan Lucas.
Yeah.
I reckon he's been.
I didn't think he was
Let
bad.
down.
But They got that right edge got absolutely found out last night. He had to scramble a lot of times, missed a few tackles, but he wasn't horrible. But it is difficult. Like it's difficult to go the other side, and he didn't get fed any ball. Like he's a powerful running back.
I could only assume that decision's a defensive decision, Braith. Really, because if we analyse why he's there, it was due to Homoli Olakuatu's defensive lapses that saw him fall out of the team.
Again, that highlighted the decision to get rid of Homoli Olakuatu. Like, in hindsight, terrible decision. And, you know, a terrible decision. Like, they just got so much wrong. How do you get so much... I don't understand how you get so much wrong.
Does he go back on Luke? Like, does Lucas retain?
It depends if enough pressure is applied.
So he's just going to go back and...
From Liam
I'd be putting Hamole straight back in there, and I'd be putting Martin on the bench.
Liam Martin.
Telling Hamole to play the hardest 20, 25 minutes of your life, and then you put Liam Martin on there after 20, 25.
How's Hamole feeling now after... I know he's a team, and Kieran's already come out. He's a team man.
It sucks.
I've
been there before when you don't get picked, and you think you think you're going to get picked or whatever, and then you kind of feel like crap. But then it's hard. I struggled with it, but
like, is he going to be willing to die for that jersey in that game 3? Like, is he going to be all in?
I don't know. I hope so.
Because that's the question you got to ask.
Liam Martin at Suncorp Stadium.
Well, he will.
You know what, Luke? That's just sad. You're asking that question. To be fair, because this bloke's sitting here listening, Queenslander, going, would any Queensland player be asked whether they're willing to die for the jersey?
And that's where we're at, though. It comes down to trust, you know. And Hamole, or any player for that matter in the New South Wales team, do they trust? Do they believe in their coach? Would they die for him? Would they do anything for them? Because essentially, you would for New South Wales. That's what you've grown up with. It's your life, you know. But if someone does dud you, it changes. And I'm like it. But he's got such a big career ahead of him, Hamole. He has to put it behind him, because even if he was hard done by, he's got to look at it. You know, he's got to look at it for himself. For himself, right?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I honestly think that they'll just go with Dylan Lucas.
Really?
I think they've made the decision.
I'm a big fan.
It's a massive decision what they did. I think they go. There's a reason.
They can't play him on the right again, Luke.
Yeah, but what are you going to
do that to him?
He might do it.
He can't. And I'm a massive fan of Dylan Lucas.
The series is on the line.
It can't happen.
Why would he go back if he thought this 3 days ago?
Because he might have maybe acknowledges he got it wrong. Maybe.
It'll be huge
All right.
if he goes back.
Stick around, journos, and tonight following NRL 360, it's the Under-19 State of Origin live on Fox League. Welcome back to NRL 360, the aftermath. Origin 2 in Melbourne, the bloodbath, you could call it. Katoni Staggs, what do we think of his performance last night?
Tough night at the office for Katoni, wasn't it? Not much went right for him, got sin-binned, and look, he's on the chopping block, right? You can't, after that performance, he'll be very, very fortunate to hold this spot. In fact, he can't really.
So if he's out, who's in?
Well, I mean, there's obvious guys, right? I mean, for me, you know how much I love Latrell. If Latrell plays before Origin 3, he walks into this side, right? Walks into it. First bloke picked. I think Steve Crichton's playing this weekend, Dave. I think Steve Crichton comes back in. And the wild card for me is Tommy. Like, Tommy's back this week. If he gets 2 games in... as a Queenslander, right, Suncorp Stadium, if I'm up against Latrell, Steve and Tommy in particular, Latrell and Tommy, that scares me. Right? Nothing. I'm not scared about much else with the New South Wales team, the way they're going. But Latrell and Tommy...
you played soccer for Queensland. You didn't play rugby league.
On the big stage, and they're guys who love the big stage.
What would you do with Latrell?
With Stephen Crichton first, he's playing on Saturday. Why was he not available?
It was due to his inability to get up and running during the training week. Wouldn't have made it by the weekend.
Didn't train till Saturday.
I know, mate. I know.
Casey McLean didn't train till Saturday.
Do you think that he was dropped, Crichton?
I don't think he was dropped, no.
Okay.
because the phone call came through and the head of high performance, Travis Turmer, is both the Bulldogs and Blues.
Yeah, that changed.
High performance.
Look, I love Latrell, right? Big game play, like Joey said last night, just the presence of him. But it's another question he's got to be 100% fit.
Well, you've played with
because
him.
you take Mitch in, like you took Mitch in, he's just underdone. You get found out in the big. Like Braith, you played up there in a decider.
Oh, big time. What would you do, but?
I think if he plays and he's 100% fit and Laurie sits him down and looks him in the eye and says, "Are you going to do this for us?" and Latrell goes, "I'm here," because I know Latrell. He'll tell you. Like if Latrell, like he did with his back, he said, "No, I'm not good here." If he looks you in the eye and says, "I'm ready to go," I think you have to.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Latrell. If he's fit,
you have to.
If he's fit, I'm with you, Rudy, for once.
Like, how can you leave him out?
No, you can't. He's a big game player. He's special, and he's a big body. And you look at Selwyn Cobbo and the impact he had on the wing. You know, you got Latrell one in from him, and you'd have Latrell above Selwyn.
That's on the left, right? So then Tola goes. That still gives the right. Like, does Stephen come in on the right? Does Kohler go? Does Mark keep his spot? Does Brian?
I think Tommy's a chance of playing fullback.
That's a big call, bro.
I know it is, and I love you, Teddy. But if Tommy comes back flying for Manly,
which is every chance.
This is every chance, and then because you've got so many centres to pick from. You got Crichton, Bradman Best, who he won the decider up there at Suncorp, and he's sort of the forgotten one because he's been injured. He comes back this week. You've got McLean. You've got a host of players you can pick there in that position if Latrell's not right.
They're elite of elite.
They are, and you don't need to bring a fullback in the centre.
So if you're dropping Teddy, you're not going with Dylan Edwards. You're going with Tommy.
I'm just throwing everything into this game, I'm going with firepower and I'm going with points. Yeah, I don't need someone who's going to take hit-ups, support, and just make meters.
I'm not, as I said,
I love both
putting
of them.
My Queensland hat on, the idea of Tommy at fullback and Latrell in the centres scares the hell out of me.
Doesn't it?
Right? It scares the hell out of me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's do or die. I'm leaving nothing in the top drawer. I'm with you. I'm chips all in, bro.
No, all in. What do you reckon?
I think Tommy could end up at right. Like, Tommy could end up at right centre if he comes back healthy. Latrell at left.
You're going to stay out of the fullback, Jack?
Jimmy and mate. It was
a good little deflection.
It was a decision before, and I said it. I said if they think that they're going to play like the NRL with the ruck speed and everything, James is your man. If they want to play the best defensive fullback in the game, Dylan's your man. You wouldn't.
Yeah, I shouldn't ask you. It's a bit tough to ask you. Tedesco or Edwards? If they don't go Trbojevic, is it Tedesco or Edwards?
I think I'd stick with Teddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'd stick with Tedesco, bro. I really do.
It's another one where he's made the decision.
That's
right.
right.
We had Dylan on the panel on Sunday and asked Dylan how he said Laurie rang me and said they're going a different direction this series.
You're allowed to change your mind mid-series.
You are, but there's
the Blues do it all the time.
Mental aspect to it. Like, there's a mental aspect to it.
But you did it last year. Chill out. No, you did it last year.
We're playing into Rudy's hands here. Like, we're a dog's breakfast.
He forgets Queensland dropped their captain last year.
That's how bad it is.
I openly admit we are a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Like, look at us talking about every position. I hate that we're doing this, but we have to after last night.
Yeah.
It was, anyway, our solo performer from Game 2, thanks to MYOB, was Sam Walker. Now, Sammy Walker, like, as good of a player that he is, I don't think any of us, and Kez, you would know more than anyone, would have expected him to perform the way he has, at the level that he has, at Origin level.
Unbelievable. Honestly, like, I played with Sam for years. I've watched him. These are the two best games of his career. Like, if the series stops, he's man of the series. He has a good game, they win in Game 3. He's man of the series. Like, he has gone to a different level. I haven't seen the control, the kicking game in Game 1. The short kick, I know his kicking was a little bit off the other night. He's running the ball, that pass off the scrum. Like, he's just, it's like the elite of the elite.
Well,
defensively, he hasn't missed a beat.
The questions about his defence leading in this series.
Yeah, he's put in the bed.
He's been outstanding.
But they haven't tested him that much. They haven't tested him. I want to come.
What he's been asked to do.
Yeah, I want to come back to you again because is he playing? What's he doing differently at Origin in the Maroons jersey? Compared to the Roosters. He's been good for the Roosters, but what's he doing differently? Because he's gone to another level.
I think it's a different game, Braith. Like you said, Harry Grant out of hooker, that's a massive aspect for him, and Cam at 5'8", and Ponga. Like, they are playing a totally different style to the Roosters. It is flat, fast. There is no structure at all. Like Andrew John said, there is is no structure. Sam is just running around, playing free. He's kicking when he wants. He's playing left, he's playing right, he's playing down short. He's everywhere. And Cam's kind of just perfect compliment for him.
Boys, I wrote that column before Origin 1 in relation to Sam's future at the Sydney Roosters, just about how this is going to be a defining series for not only Sam in his Queensland Origin jersey, but so too his future at the Roosters. He is off contract from this November 1. Still no contract offer forthcoming at this stage from the Chooks.
No, not any closer?
More of a wait and see.
Yeah.
And let's not do this during the Origin series.
What more you got to see?
Well,
what more you got to see
Well,
to see he's an elite half?
They're going to see at the end of this. They're going to be in a position to have a real crack at the title, right?
Yeah.
And if he does this for the Roosters, he's probably there for life, right?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Like that's just the facts of it.
I've got a good one for you.
What do you got?
Dearden's back soon.
I know, and before this game...
Loyalty is everything.
No.
Loyalty is everything.
Before this game, I would have said
don't change
Tommy
your mind.
Dearden starts.
Well, you did say it last week.
I did, but I've changed my mind. I'm allowed to do that. But Tommy Dearden's in my squad. He's on the bench, and he's part of the 19-man squad. But
so who are you dropping there, mate?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He goes in for Reese. He covers that halves.
Right? But you cannot...
He was the Wally Lewis medalist last year.
I understand that. I understand all that. But you cannot drop Sam
I can't
Walker
believe
the way
you're
he's
going
played
to
in
do
the
I
other
can't.
two
Yes, you
games.
can.
You can't. As good as Tommy is, and Tommy is a superstar.
You're going to drop him?
Can't. He's got to be in the squad.
Where's
He's in the squad, mate.
Where's all this loyalty that
He's in the squad?
that we were hearing
I'm loyal
about
to
5
Sam.
minutes
I'm
ago?
loyal to Sam.
Last week you were dropping Walker,
Well,
bringing Dearden
Sam's
straight
a
in.
fellow Ipswich boy. Same as me. Who cares? You can't get rid of him.
Oh, God. What about Reece Walsh? He didn't get on the field. Are we surprised about that?
The bravest call. Like if they lost,
He almost got on, didn't he?
But just when Plath went to 5'8" for Munster, that is just a brave call from Bill. Like everyone, I reckon 9 out of 10 people just put Reece straight on.
Oh, 100%. I had no qualms that Reece Walsh was going to play last night at some point.
Kevy was adamant that he was coming on at the 25-minute mark, and Ponga was going in the lock.
I could believe that.
He was up with the headphones on.
Yeah.
Right?
It was good theatre watching.
It was great theatre. You could hear the crowd got into it, right? They thought he was...
That might have been it. That
Did the
might have
thumbs
been
up like I'm ready to go, Coach.
that was a dummy. Billy's throwing him a dummy. The Blues are looking over the sideline. Reece Walsh is coming on.
All right, stick around, journos. And Wednesday, Aussie Liam Paro fights for his second world title, plus Nelson Asava-Solomona takes on George Burgess. Order it now on Main Event.
Hear my sacred vow. Ain't gonna stop me now.
You guys in D. Here we go.
Righto, let's go.
Okay, go and grab a drink, boys.
Sunday night's better than all right on Fox League. Straight after the Storm and Raiders.
Come on!
6 o'clock Sunday, it's the Roosters and the Sharks top 6 showdown. Two clubs with a proud big game history. Think 2023 and the finals, this pressure cooker.
Tedesco not square, is that 10 in the bin? He's gone! That's a huge call. Sharks back in front. We are going the distance. Sam Walker, somehow the Roosters have clawed their way back.
Then this last year.
Step and run and dummy and offload.
The Sharks' sweet revenge.
Rudolph! Unbelievable!
Sunday, they meet at the new Allianz Stadium for the first time.
Oh, listen to the noise here.
There's no worries about these two coaches finding their ways to the hip and happening Eastern Suburbs Arena.
Here we go.
In 13 years at the Roosters, Trent Robinson has won 3 premierships, 2013, 18 and 19. And his coaching assistant in all those triumphs was this guy, current Sharks coach, Craig Fitzgibbon.
Stay calm, stay clear. Ready?
Rooster Robbo has missed the finals only once. Fitzy, he's made it 4 from 4 so far, doing his stuff in the Shire.
How many times have you seen that?
Good records, good game. 6 o'clock Sunday night. All right, it's the Roosters and the Sharks, followed by the return from the White House.
More like a duplex.
Of our favourite ever diplomat, Donald Trump's new best mate, the one and only Matty Johns.
Welcome back. This Sunday, the Roosters take on the Sharks to wrap up round 16. Live on Fox League. How good's this game going to be? This is actually
huge.
Is this the game of the round, if not close?
I reckon it is, yeah. It's a great test for the Sharks to see where they're really at. Won the last 4. Adam Fanil Blake's going to be fresh, fellas. Only got the 9 minutes in Origin, so he'll
they've
back
won the
up.
last 4 without Brayley and Hines in the team as well.
Yep, huge job.
I reckon we know where they're at. I think they're in the mix, Dave. I think we saw in New Zealand last weekend that they are a legit football team, right? So, you know, regardless of this result, I think when they're on and playing like they have been the last month, I think they're a contender.
You're sold on the Sharks?
Yes, I am, Braith.
They got back last week to their old...
I thought
Penrith's up there, right, above everyone. Then there's a group of teams. And there, I think, in that group
I thought they were locked for the top 4 to start the year, and they've been poor.
Yeah.
Poor to start the year, but put it together to beat Manly and then the Warriors in that run, who I think two of the Warriors, I've got them just behind Penrith.
They got back to their normal selves, their old selves. That defensively, they're so gritty last week against the Warriors. And as you said, without Brayley and Hines, and with the chance to get Brayley and Hines back in for this game, a fitness test tomorrow for both of those players, as I said earlier, it's a really good contest.
Kez Trindle, and we often talk about it, he seems to play better when he's got control of the team.
Yeah, he's their main guy. Yeah. I mean, even when Nico's there, when he's in control of the team, he does 90% of the kicking for them. He's a genuine ball player, like a genuine Cody Walker ball player. Like, it's hard because Nico's meant to be the main man, right? Like, he's paid to be the main man, and Trindle is. They've got to figure it out because their last step is making a grand final. 2 prelims in a row. They've got to figure out a way to get into a grand final.
That's the challenge. And that's been their challenge now for a long time. So at the moment, yep, they're back and they're in great form. And it looks like they'll, waltz into the finals. But again, is that sort of
the door's open, right? Penrith and Melbourne have been their 2 sides, same as the Roosters. And it looks like Melbourne are going to be chasing from the wrist. So there's a chance if you get in that 4 to go through.
And the Storm taking on the Raiders. This is a big game for both teams. The Storm seem to have found their feet and got their form back. They've got Origin players coming back who have played great. The Raiders, what's going on with them? Minor premiers last year.
Yeah, it was poor last week.
It's been bad,
I was there to call the game. It was hard to watch. And Sticky, I think, knows. They've taken a big step backwards.
What is
the
it?
Jamal Fogarty things, it's bigger than what they make out. He's a great player. He was a real stabiliser for that team. I was critical last week watching their attack. Like, Kyo Weeks did not move past the black dot on the left-hand side of the field. And when Ethan Strange's there, he stays on the right side. Like, they're their 2 best players. They don't touch the ball together. Like, Kyo Weeks should have the freedom to go. They're asking Ethan Sanders to do a job that a young half can't do that. Like, even Nathan struggled at an early age to play on the ball, both sides of the ruck. We've seen Galvin struggling with at the moment. They need to give Kyo and Ethan Strange freedom to go wherever
Get him the ball in the right spots on the field. Just give him some space, Kyo.
We've seen the one time he got space.
That's right. That's right. Ready?
Yeah, I agree. I think Ethan Sanders, they expected a lot of him this year, and maybe he hasn't quite. Like, I think he's going to be a long-term first grader, right? But it's just a bit early.
Should the Raiders be under more pressure, under the pump more? The Bulldogs are under the pump. You've got teams.
They were the minor premiers.
Broncos,
right? And look, I mean, they're a different team, Canberra, right? They're a different place because Ricky is part of the community down there. I mean, he is a huge figure in Canberra. So he gets a bit more breathing room than a lot of other coaches do, and he deserves it, Braith, because of what he means to the city, right? It's not just about footy with Ricky.
No, I'm not talking about Ricky.
Are you talking about the club in general?
The team.
I think, guys, I think you're under...
be under more pressure.
I think
I'm talking about the team.
You're asking the coaches under pressure.
I'm saying the team.
I take it back. What are you? They should be under immense pressure. It's been a poor year.
We're going to go. Thanks, boys. And Thursday, July 9, it's Family of League Race Day. Head to familyofleague.org.au for more information. Welcome back to NRL 360 now. Luke, who will deliver thanks to Macca's 99?
Oh, my Tigers.
Sends Mick delivery.
My Tigers. Jerome Luai shoved it in my face last week, which was good. Mate, he was outstanding.
You know what? I enjoyed that post-match review.
I know what?
He's both handled it well.
Well, I was thinking, I know Jerome from Origin, but I was going, I wonder how he's going to, because he can go both ways. Yeah. And, mate, he was props to him. He copped a lot. And he said it was a tough week too. And that was his best game, I thought. Yeah. But the Dolphins this week, 6 in a row at Campbelltown, they've got to back it up. Yeah. They've got to start putting in wins, and that's a huge game.
Tigers are a chance. I think they could be a smoky in that one. That's it for NRL 360. Thanks, Luke, for tonight.
Mate.
Stick around as we preview tonight's Under-19 State of Origin.